Hello, and welcome to my review of the Indian action thriller, Pathaan. The film follows the story of Pathan, a former RAW agent, who along with his senior officer Nandini Gurewal, opens a unit called the Joint Operations and Covert Research Unit, to recruit former RAW agents. Meanwhile, a cancer-ridden Pakistani army general, Kodi, signs a contract with Jim, who leads Outfit X, a private terrorist organization, to exact vengeance against India. Jim is a former RAW agent and Kabir Dhaliwal's partner, who faked his death to seek revenge against the agency and country for not saving his family. With RAW Joint Secretary, Colonel Sunil Luthra's acceptance, Pathan and his team head to Dubai to stop Outfit X's plans of attacking the President of India at a scientific conference. However, they realize that their actual plan was to kidnap two scientists, Dr. Farooqi and Dr. Sahani instead, and the information they received about the imminent attack on the president was a ruse to mislead them. Jim attacks the scientists' convoy and Pathan tries to stop him. A fight ensues, and Jim manages to escape with Dr. Sahani. At the debrief back at the agency, Luthra reveals that Jim was a former RAW agent and Kabir Dhaliwal's partner, who was awarded the Vir Puraskar for his bravery after the agency could not find his body when Somalian terrorists killed his wife, an unborn child in a negotiation gone wrong. He had apparently faked his death in order to seek vengeance against the agency and country for not saving his family. Meanwhile, Pathan learns about the code word dubbed Rakbeej, and also that the dead people in Dubai were ex-agents and their money was transferred from the account of Rubina Mohsin, a Pakistani doctor in Spain. He travels to Spain and is captured by Jim's men, where he also learns that Rubai is an ex-ISI agent. When Jim leaves his hideout, Rubai attacks Jim's men and escapes with Pathan. Rubai reveals that Rakbeej is in Moscow, where they travel to steal it before Jim does. However, Rubai betrays Pathan and has him captured by the police. It is revealed that Jim used Rubai to make Pathan steal the Rakbeej for himself. Pathan is captured and taken to prison by train but is saved by Avinash Tiger Singh Rathore. 3 years later, Pathan travels to Africa and captures Jim's henchman Raf. He meets Nandini and reveals about Jim purchasing 2 Sabre missiles, while Nandini reveals Rubai's location in Paris. Pathan meets Rubai, who reveals that the Rakbeej is a mutated smallpox virus, which was forcibly developed by a captive Dr. Sahani under Jim's orders. She also expresses guilt about betraying Pathan without knowing that her country would plan such a heinous attack. They travel to Jim's lab in Siberia and recover one orb containing the virus with great difficulty. While Jim escapes with the other orb, Luthra and Nandini reach Jim's lab to take the orb back to the Indian Institute of Contagious Diseases in India in order to develop a vaccine. Luthra also has Rubai arrested for having questionable loyalties. At the IICD in India, Dr. Farooqi demonstrates the orb to Nandini. Jim calls them and reveals that the orb has already spread the virus in the facility. The infected scientists, along with Nandini, die in the facility by shooting themselves to curb the spread of the virus. Later, the facility is destroyed in a controlled blast. Jim provides a request to evacuate Indian soldiers from Kashmir within 24 hours. Pathan interrogates Raf about the location of the missile and learns that the missile is situated in Afghanistan. After rescuing Rubai, they lure Jim's associates into a trap and attack Jim's base. Kodi is killed by Rubai before activating the missile containing the virus. Pathan chases after Jim with a jetpack and they both crash land into a cabin. Meanwhile, Rubai deactivates the missile, but finds that Rakbeej is not in the missile, but instead in a passenger-bound airplane, which is about to land in Delhi. She informs Pathan, who finds that Jim has the detonator. Luthra calls the air traffic control to prevent the plane from landing in Delhi. In the cabin, Pathan and Jim fight brutally, resulting in the cabin begin sliding off a cliff. Despite getting stabbed by Jim, Pathan steals the detonator, deactivates Rakbeej, and throws Jim out of the cabin as the foundation is about to break. While Jim holds onto a plank, Pathan takes away his Vir Puraskar, deeming him unworthy of it. He stomps and breaks the plank Jim was holding onto, resulting in him falling to his apparent death. Afterward, Pathan is reinstated into RAW and made the head of JOCR, while Nandini is posthumously awarded the Vir Puraskar for her bravery. In a mid-credit scene, Pathan and Tiger are seen pondering about retiring and suggesting young agents who can replace them, but eventually decide to keep fighting the threats themselves. The film has a strong plot with lots of twists and turns that keep the audience on the edge of their seats. The action sequences are well choreographed and keep the audience engaged throughout the film. The cinematography is also impressive, capturing the breathtaking landscapes of different countries. The performances of the cast are commendable, with Shah Rukh Khan delivering a solid performance as Pathan and Deepika Padukone as Nandini Gurewal. John Abraham portrays the antagonist Jim with conviction, making his character enigmatic and interesting. The film's story is engaging and highlights the importance of teamwork and loyalty.